determine what composes that self?
Yeah, so what I would say is that I was trying to give us a sense that this autonomy thing, that's like half the story. And it sounds like you heard me to be saying this autonomy thing is just wrong, right? But what I mean is it's a half the story, and it's an important half of the story. But if you think it's the whole story, that causes a lot of misunderstanding about really important conditions about what makes a self, but also injustice, because you think you're not responsible for stuff just because you didn't do it. Does that make sense? So I definitely, I'm not trying to like wrest from you all your autonomy. No, please, go out into the world and use your autonomy well and often. But don't fool yourself into thinking that that's the whole story.
I think we'll take maybe one more question, and then before more people start to trickle out, I have a couple of announcements.
Right, and I'm here for lunch tomorrow. Right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm here for lunch tomorrow, so you can talk to me now. But
Oh, I'm sorry.
okay.
Thank you. I just noticed that you use the terms guilt and innocence to describe people's like roles or functions in power structures.
In what?
In power structures.
Yeah.
So I'm just wondering why you favored those terms. And they seem to have a lot of legal connotations, religious connotations, emotional connotations even.
Yeah, I don't really favor them. I used them in an answer to a question, but I don't actually think I use the term guilt in the book very often. So yeah, it's not a great way to handle that particular problem. However, I do think that it's helpful in terms of like everybody readily understands the difference between those two as if they were like really starkly different. And what I'm trying to do is point out that when I'm talking about responsibility, it's not that legal responsibility where you're guilty for things that you did and intended, and if you didn't do or intended that thing, you're innocent. What I'm trying to say is that implication in world building is much more complicated than that. And I want to, since that's our last question, I just wanted to thank you all for being such an excellent audience. There were a lot of really great questions, and I enjoyed that conversation. And I'll be here at lunch tomorrow.